Okay, hi, it's me again for part 2 of my 8-month lap band surgeversairy. So, non-scale victories. I've been having I've had a lot of them all throughout my journey. Excuse me. But I really have had a lot of them in this past week. I've heard people say that you get to a certain point in your weight loss, and it varies for everybody. For some people, it's 50 pounds. For some, it's 100. There's no telling when it will be, where all of a sudden everybody starts to notice. It's like all of a sudden you were gone for 6 months, and they're like, wait a minute, where'd she come from? So, excuse me. Some of the NSVs, and a lot of these tie into the biggest accomplishments, are just shopping in normal sized stores. I've shopped in Gap, I've shopped in H&M, I shop in just the women's section of Ross and Marshalls. I shop, I don't have to get the biggest size at Old Navy, or I don't have to specially order it online. I can look at things now that in my brain still look kind of small, but I know they'll fit. Like just today I went shopping and I got just this really cute little high-necked short dress. I mean, I show probably about 4 inches of thigh that I'm going to wear to, and it has kind of a flared out skirt that I'm going to wear to my girlfriend's birthday party next week. And it was an extra large, and I mean, it was like a size 16, and it fit, and it looks really cute. I wouldn't have looked twice at it before because of the length, because it's so short. I'm gonna wear like leggings underneath because it's cold in Colorado, and I carry my weight in my thighs. But that, I mean, who cares? Like, I'll probably do that for the rest of my life. I don't care about that. It's just I would have passed that up before, because it would have been it would have been too small. Even when I look at it now, I'm like, God, I can't believe I fit in that. So that's really awesome. I'm also, as many of you know, I'm going to be losing my job anywhere between January and August. They're kind of stringing us along to tell us when our last day is going to be. But when I go and interview, I am not going to be interviewing at a size 24. It's an ugly truth, but weightism or fatism, whatever it's called, discrimination against overweight people, I won't be facing that as much. I mean, I still am overweight. Well, still technically I'm obese. I think I might even still technically be morbidly obese. I'm not sure. But I feel like I can hold my head higher, stand up straighter, and being confident in what I've accomplished over the past 8 months, I think really ties into my professional and educational accomplishments. Because we don't live our lives compartmentalized or in a vacuum or anything like that. So that's going to be, I mean, I wish I wasn't losing my job. I love my job. I love the people that I work with. But, you know, such is life. So, it's just going to be another challenge for me, and I can now go into it, hopefully by the time I interview I can go into it at a size 12, 14, because I'm really hoping they drag this shit out until August. That would be splendid. So there's that, and then just fitness, you know, that I know I can go to a spin class and I can nail it. I can go to a hot yoga class and I can just flower, you know, I don't look at my reflection in mirrors as I walk by anymore. Well, not very much. I think we all have moments where we go, ugh. But I mean, for the most part, I'm like, I'm happy with the way I look. I'm happy with the way things are going. So that's great. I've just had people coming up to me, emailing me, texting me, people that I haven't seen or talked to in years that see pictures of me on Facebook, or friends of my parents or something like that, just like, hey, I saw a picture of you. You lost weight. You look amazing. And it feels really good. I mean, it feels really good to have that happen. I also wanted to talk about how things have changed with my spouse. In the bedroom, this is sexy talk, so if there's kids in the room, here's your warning, get them out now. But I am much more aggressive in the bedroom. I'm much more relaxed during the act. I will do positions that I would not have done before ever, because even though my body might not look like, Jenna Jameson or the people that we see doing those positions, I'm just more confident. I feel lighter, I feel stronger, I feel sexier. So I mean, I don't mind walking around in my bra and underwear. We don't have children, so I have the luxury of being able to do that. I don't go to cover myself if I'm taking a bath and my husband comes in to talk to me. I'm still not happy with the way I look because I have my belly still, but it's just it's that honesty thing. It's just, this is me, this is who I am. I don't need to hide it anymore. So that's been really great. And my husband has been just very, very, very supportive. And on days that I come home and I just don't want to go work out, I'm tired from work, or I'm in a bad mood, or I just don't want to. I want to sit on the couch and watch 28 episodes of The Simpsons and drink wine and eat, crackers or something. And I'll just say, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. And he'll go, well, that's fine. But how are you going to feel later if you don't go? Because he knows me by now, and he knows that when I don't go and work out, especially if I have one planned, that I really kind of get into a funk. Like, I've gotten very addicted to that endorphin rush, that feeling of, that daily feeling of accomplishment. He also, he tells me more now that I look pretty, or that I look nice, or that he likes my outfit, or something like that. And it's not to say that he didn't think I was attractive before. I mean, obviously well, not obviously, but he always told me that I was beautiful and stuff. But he would, at my heaviest, he would say, "You're always beautiful to me," and now he says, "You're beautiful," or "You're hot," or you look really nice." And he's not the most effusive guy with compliments. He also has a really hard time taking them, which I think is why he doesn't give them so much. So having him say that is, it means a lot, because he doesn't say them lightly. So there's that. And there's also just men in general. And this is a funny one, because even though I'm married, I still have a deep appreciation for men. I mean, I can't wait for 50 Shades of Grey to come out, if that tells you anything, well, especially with the guys they had in the lineup there, it's like, whoo, hello. I still notice men, and I always have. I've said it before, my mom and my grandma, they're complete lady horn dogs. Both, very happily married. Well, my grandpa's passed on. But, I'm okay with, still recognizing that the charms of the male species, race, whatever. What I'm not used to is having that reciprocated. And I just notice a lot more looks, a lot more up and downs, a lot more looks when I'm driving. Like, you know, you just kind of glance over and like see whoever's in the car, and I notice them kind of bringing the car up to be next to me. Guys at work, not that I work with, but people at my office, where before we would just pass each other and not look. Now it's like a hi. And, you know, stuff like that. Doors are being held open more. Just attention. And then, of course, when I go out with friends, if we're at a bar or, well, usually it's at a bar, it's, that's when it's like, it can get overwhelming. I know how that sounds. That sounds very like stuck up, but that's really the only way I know how to describe it. I have been out with friends a few times without my husband. He's been home or, you know, out with his friends or whatever. And not having him there with me, they just are like vultures. A vulture. They're just, and it's I mean, it's not like that never happened before when I was in my early 20s and I was dating and I was out, you know, single, painting the town red or whatever, but it's been a while. And I was really heavy in my early 20s. I mean, that's when I was hovering right around 300 pounds. So I never went to, you know, a bar or a club or whatever at a size 16. And so I never really dealt with this kind of attention, and I'm consistently flabbergasted by the aggressiveness of it and by the kind of just going for broke mentality that these men have. And it makes me feel very naked, a little bit vulnerable, because I'm consistently caught off guard. I'm still not used to it. I'm constantly bracing myself for it, but even when it happens, I'm still not used to it. And so I don't know how to react. So I make sure to go with friends that I kind of make them bat them off, because I just clam up and I just like stare down at my drink and just pray it away, you know? So that's been something that I'm still figuring out how to deal with, because on the one hand I find it very flattering, and on the other hand I find it very aggressive, just very, very aggressive. So there's that. So this last thing I want to talk about here, it isn't an accomplishment or a challenge or an NSV or anything like that. It's just something that's been kind of knocking around in my head. And I mentioned it very briefly in my last video. And that would be, I think I may have a little buyer's regret with the band. I initially got the band because there was some confusion surrounding my insurance. I thought that's all that they would cover, and I found out, actually today I found out for sure that they would have covered any of them, because I qualified for all three: bypass, lapband, or VSG. There was a little bit of fear there too, just of going in and getting a full part of my stomach removed. I knew I didn't want the bypass, and this is absolutely no offense to anybody who has bypass. I just, the dumping didn't sound great to me. I had a few friends that had had bypass and then it had severe regain. And it just seemed a little bit extreme. And VSG, I didn't know that much about it, so I didn't really look into it. And now that what I didn't realize before was just how much of a pain in the ass the post-op care with the band would be. Also how it kind of sucks sometimes to have something in you. When I go to yoga, I can feel it. Like almost any position I'm in, I can feel it. If I get stressed out, I can actually physically feel it start to tighten. The constant planning. I have to be very careful of not letting myself get too hungry, because when you get hungry, what do you want to do? You want to eat something, chew it real quick, and swallow it because you don't want to be hungry anymore. Well, with the band, that's the perfect way to go ahead and get stuck and then PB. And I don't want to PB because that is how you slip that thing. It's even though all banders PB, it's not normal. You're not supposed to do it that much, if at all. And I'm just that guessing game of, can I eat this? Can I not? I was able to eat it yesterday, but I don't know if I can eat it today. I'm not crazy about that. And I think everybody has probably heard by now, but Melanie Sky Moon 1982, constantly I'm pulling dog hair out of my mouth. That doesn't get stuck. That's a slider food. Melanie Sky Moon 1982, she, lost 120 pounds in 8 months, had reconstructive surgery, looks amazeballs, had small regain, lost it all in like 2 months or something recently. She had to go in and get an emergency band removal because she had a severe slip. And I was just like, oh my God, that's really scary. She's like 4 or 5 years, or maybe 3 or 4 years post-op, that can still happen. So I don't know. I hope that never happens to me. I hope that I can get to the right fill level. I was at my green zone there about a month ago, and that is gone. I'm not in the green zone anymore. I can eat about 6 to 8 ounces of solid protein at lunch, and then I can usually eat a side or something like that. And it's frustrating to think you're in the green zone and have to go back. So while I love what the band has given me, it's given me motivation, it's given me, I don't want to say so much a new lease on life, but definitely it's given me, it's a tool. I just think that if I were to do it over again, it's not necessarily the tool that I would pick. But as it is now, I'm losing steadily. I'm losing what they say. I'm a slow loser compared to a lot of you lovely ladies and gentlemen. But revision surgery right now is out of the question because there's no reason other than me saying, man, I don't really like it. Or I'm afraid it's going to slip in a few years. Like, they're not going to revise it for that unless I want to pay, 14 grand or whatever. So that's that. For those of you looking at a band, I would think. I don't regret it at all because I have lost, 50 pounds, well, 70 pounds overall. But do your research and, just make sure. So this went really long, you guys. But I love you all, and thank you all for being such a constant source of support and inspiration and laughs. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.